Hello friends, this is Growl, and welcome to Wafflecat Weekly number 47, where we open our boxes, our vaults, we talk about the week's affixes, and other stuff that's going on. We should have a pretty good week today. This is probably the most I've played my alts so far this expansion. I've been pretty excited by just all the overall tuning. All the lower healers have been getting pushed up. And really trying to, I'm thinking about, maybe I'll play Shaman, maybe I'll play Disc Priest, maybe I'll play Mistweaver. So, although I haven't been going super hard on any of them yet, I've been kind of laying the foundation in place and trying to get my gear up a little bit for that to happen. But anyway, on to my first vault, a class that actually has been owning lately, but I don't know, for some reason I haven't had that much interest in playing it, is my HPAL. I believe we only have one box. Let's check our loot spec on Holy. Since we've been doing some weird stuff lately, probably got to check all of our loot specs. And we have a waste, which isn't really great stats, but it is 421 item level. And also, I could possibly catalyst this down the line. I don't actually know what it turns into, but probably anything is better than that. So bam, some item levels on our paladin, only 398. As you'll see though, once we start getting to our other alts, they're looking quite a bit better. Prodigy, I think, snuck into only 2 keys last week, but 2 is still better than none. I think we only have 1 vault slot on Prodigy as well. However, Prodigy's rising, or 401. Unfortunately, I got this stinky ruby whelp shell last week. We did get a Court of Stars melee ring, and we also have a whetstone. I guess Prodigy is mostly in Court of Stars for weeklies. Check our loot spec. It is Mistweaver. Do we need a weapon? Yeah, we could really use a weapon. We've been weaponless for some time. Ooh, 421 legs. Heavy haste. Oh, this is big. We will definitely take these as well. This will be another pretty big item level upgrade. Oops. And we potentially may tierify these and put these into the catalyst as well. I don't know what stats I get, but we will use our Longboy Mountain and enchant these so we don't forget. Spell Thread, I think it's called. Frozen, yeah. Bam. I've been told Mistweaver is so goated now you don't even have mana issues. Who even needs extra mana? People aren't even playing Mana Tea anymore, allegedly, which is a good sign. Alright, chant these boys. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Now we're 421. What is this? Crafted level 4? Was this something I made with a no, this was surely wasn't something I made with a spark. Probably just the other upgrader thing. I don't remember what it was called. Nice. Okay. On to our Shaman. So we actually managed to sneak our Shaman into Mythic Raid. It was only the first 4 bosses, but I feel like Shaman just does insane damage right now, and I really want to see what a fully geared Shaman is capable of in some of these high keys. So I don't know if I'm gonna, like, this is gonna be my character that I'm gonna build up, but you can see I'm 406. I have a lot of junky items though. I mean, Ives Kobold is not that good. This trinket is pretty junky. I just kind of have random statted stuff, so he's high item level but not super strong. Let us loot spec. I think I'm just gonna stay restoration. I don't know exactly what all options I get, if I can only get stuff from the first 4 bosses that I killed or what, but we'll just open it and see what happens. We don't really need any DPS trinkets anyway. So we already have a weapon on this guy. Ooh. Alright, so what do we have here? Wow. So we have a 421 socketed belt. We have the 421 Mythic Fire Ring. And then we also have a 424 Tier Helm. This is a very big item level upgrade for me. And it'll also give me 4-piece. But I can just tier anything. I can just tier any helm. I'm kind of tempted to grab this ring. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to sneak my Shaman into raid anymore. And this is a very, very, very good ring that may be hard for me to get again. So I think I'm going to grab this. I don't know how much damage it does on Shaman. I know any class that procs fire a lot, it's pretty strong though. Yeah. Our Shaman's gonna be a damage monkey anyway. We're definitely giving up some item levels here on some of these pieces, but I don't know if this ring is gonna come by again. And this is a ring that, because it's my alt, if I was bringing this guy to my guild raid, I do not think this is something I would get traded to me. I'm sure there's lots of mains that still need this ring, so yeah, I think I'm gonna grab this. Pretty happy with this ring, actually. Yeah, I was looking at my ring enchants. They actually are not very... I have the old ring enchants on, so let's grab a couple new ones. Did our Brutosaur... Enchant ring. Devotion of Haste. What's my stats like? I have 17% haste. That's not too bad. I think I might just go, crit, I guess? I don't know. Let's just buy some crit ones. I'm not super sure about this, but my thinking is my haste seems reasonable. And as soon as I equip this ring, my verse is gonna go through the roof, probably. And, crit's always a safe stat anyway. I can regem and re-enchant stuff later if I decide this is wrong. Oops. Okay, there. Bam. Yeah, actually, I probably should have done haste. I probably should have enchanted haste. But, oh well. Oh, I have this neck, too. This neck might get... Yeah, whatever. We'll figure it out later. Alright, so our Shaman has a mythic fire ring. We're going to be blasting soon. We have a 421 weapon, we have Eye of Skovald, and we have a fire ring. We're going to be blasting soon on this guy. Look out for Pete. Look out for Pete coming to a weekly 20 near you. Alright, onto our priest. Our priest I've been playing a little bit too, actually. I've been having fun playing Discipline. I feel like I'm not quite there yet with the skill of the class. I struggled a little bit doing like 21-ish keys. Like that's where I feel like a lot of 20s I'm okay at, but as soon as I start going above 20, especially in Tyrannical, I really start to struggle still. But I'm definitely not playing perfectly, and my gear is not great either. So on this guy I have reasonable trinkets. I don't really like Horn of Valor, but it's just something. It's high item level and it's something. So let's go to... I'm just gonna stay on Discipline spec. These characters that have trinkets, it doesn't really matter what loot spec you go into because I don't need the trinkets. Okay, so we have a pair of sandals and a cloak. Both of these are not particularly good stats. This one's a little bit better statted, and my piece that I have on there is worse. So let's grab it. We will still take the upgrade. So wow, so far pretty good vault on every single guy that we've had so far. Let's grab Watcher's Loam as well. You know life is good when you're enchanting stuff. Yeah, so we did wait, why is this so expensive? Like, what is going on this server, man? Oh well. We did yeah, so we did end up doing 4 keys on our Disc Priest, so we had 2 slots there. And now we have our Evoker and Druid left. Let's start doing Druid first and then Evoker. Oh, I had the enchant in my bags already. Oh no. Anyway, I feel like the chance of our Druid getting a big upgrade is now so low that saving our Druid for last is setting ourselves up for disappointment. So I think we open Druid first and then Evoker. So I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about the nerfs between Druid and Evoker. But I mean, the good part of it is, man, I think healer balance is just so good right now. I think, like, if I have two classes that I'm playing and I can't even tell which one's better, like, I don't know. I feel like Blizzard has done a surprisingly good job. I've been getting asked so much now about Druid versus Evoker versus maybe switching to something else because of the tuning, and I just don't even know. Like, I don't even know. Like, I feel like my Druid and Evoker are both still pretty good, but like, they're not that good to the point where I feel indestructible on them compared to, you know, if I had a 418 4-piece of the other guys. So so what items am I looking for? The big one is a Mythic Broodkeepers or an Incarnate Icon. So I will be selecting Healer Loot Spec on this guy. Those are the big ones, as I need replacement trinkets. Both of my rings are pretty nice. I'm thinking about maybe, like, if I could somehow get a really high mastery ring, like a haste mastery something. I'm thinking about maybe eventually setting up a new gear set that has high mastery. But yeah, all my gear is just so very high item level. Okay, so let's see what we got. There's definitely some room for upgrades here. We should have 3 slots. Ooh, okay, so we have an offhand, which is not very good. We have this offhand that's come up again, the 421 offhand, which if I get the Razageth weapon is technically best in slot for me. Oh wow, 421 helm with avoidance and a mote of sanctification. Wow, this trinket, I feel like I really want to get this trinket. Well, so first of all, I'm never taking this. Having avoidance on a helm seems very good, but I think eventually down the line I'm gonna be running the fire cowl helm or whatever and the fire ring. Ideally, I see most druids running that, and I feel like if I ever get the fire ring, I'm gonna run that. So I don't know if this is really that important for my endgame stuff. And although an offhand would be nice in case I get a Razageth weapon, that's not really anything that will happen anytime soon, I think. So I think I might take this Mote of Sanctification. I can see this being a pretty solid trinket. I think I might start playing this in some dungeons, tyrannical, instead of my Elkstone, till I get an Incarnate Icon at least. This will be a fun trinket to try around anyway. Not entirely convinced on that, but none of the pieces in there were that super useful anyway. All right, and last we have our Evoker. Breathing Realm List. Oh no. Oh no. Are the servers gonna go down as I'm doing the Wafflecat Weekly? This is an absolute tragedy. Did I press cancel? It's letting me log in. I see lots of people on my friends list on various activities. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna sit here patiently. I will talk about the weekly affixes, I guess, while we're here. This is what I believe them to be, is Fortified, Bursting, Explosive, Thundering. And, dude, I felt like we just did Explosive. I don't want to do Explosive again. As a healer, Explosive is so frustrating. And I mean, there's not really much to it, you know. You have every healer has some sort of a decent instant cast spell. You press it on cooldown and you play whack-a-mole. The big question that I get about explosive is like, whose job is it, you know, like in a pug or whatever. Ideally, the healer loses the least by dealing with explosives, but at the same time, you can't always rely on one person to do all of them. So a good rule of thumb in pugs is kind of start doing some no matter who you are and just sort of see what happens. And if there's the healer that's killing all of them, then you can kind of ease off. However, you do have to be ready during tough boss fights, or if there's just 10 that spawn at the same time to sort of help out. It's not a thing to get all of the explosives all of the time. But, yeah, so depending on what level you're playing at and what healer, but at the same time, like, you know, if you're in a group and the healer's not going to kill explosives, you're probably not going to change his mind by typing in the chat. So you may just have to suffer through killing him and doing lower damage, but yeah, it is what it is. Not really too much to say. And then on top of that, there's bursting. We haven't gotten bursting, I think, since the second week of this expansion, and everyone was very, very under-geared, and bursting definitely felt really scary. I think now that everyone's higher geared, you know, you have more healing power, more health, I think bursting won't do as much damage, and it won't seem as bad, but we will see. If you have a class like a Shadow Priest, for example, Shadow Priest can mass dispel that bursting, and I think Shadow Priest also gains a little bit from killing explosives as well. I'm not 100% sure. I know they did in BFA, or I mean in Shadowlands, but yeah, so that's that. Not a whole lot to say about the affixes. Just know that the trash will be scary. If you were playing a lot last week, you know, a lot of it was just like you mow down the trash, everything's easy, and then you get to the bosses, and that's sort of the scary part. You're going to have to think more about the trash packs again. The fact that there's going to be explosives keeping people busy, the fact that there's going to be bursting when mobs die, and now it's fortified. Trash packs are going to be scarier. I'm sure Tuesday or Wednesday there's going to be moments where your tank runs in and blows himself up instantly because he just wasn't ready for how much damage is going out. But, yep, so those are the affixes. Let's check out our Evoker. Our Evoker, I don't think did any raiding, or no, I think we did 2 bosses trying to get a Broodkeeper. We will go on Preservation spec in case we get a Broodkeeper again. I got this Rage Feather. PSA, this thing kind of sucks. On Evoker, I don't really like it. Doesn't really do that much damage. Yeah, so things I would want, a new ring to replace this, maybe. Not a whole lot else. You know, I could get a new cape, maybe higher item level on certain pieces, maybe a 421 staff would be nice. That's about it. Just some very specific Mythic Raid pieces and trinkets that I need at this point. And what do we got? So we have Crown of the Awakened. This is from Raid Heroic. It's junk. We don't need it. A Verse Mastery neck. We don't care about this. Verse Mastery Speed Belt, which we would have to replace with the Well-Fed bonuses from Dragon Isles meals, which I don't really want to do, and also that thing is 100k. And also Boots, which is another slot that we have an embellishment on. Yeah, I think we're taking tokens on this one. Poor Evoker. But, I don't know, we could use the sockets anyway. We have some good rings and stuff. We won't complain about the sockets. It's a 100 stat upgrade. Yep, Fortified, Bursting, Explosive, Thundering are the affixes. Other than that, I have I've just been getting so many questions about the state of healers right now. My goal this week is to put out 2 videos. One of which is going to be the advanced Evoker guide. I wanted to do a whole Tyrannical week just to get a little feel for like some of the harder to heal dungeons before I, you know, start talking about advanced Evoker guide. But I'm pretty confident now that I can give some good advice on that. And also I want to do a state of healers video where I talk about where each healer is sort of relative to the others, what their strengths are and their weaknesses are, and sort of give like an update just because things have changed so much since release. You know, the last thing I did like that was like my first impressions videos back in beta, and you know, so many things have changed since then. So that's my goal this week. I also hope to be streaming a little bit. Maybe we'll be doing some pugs on our alts, but explosive sucks. Either way, thanks for watching, friends. Good luck in your vaults if you haven't opened yet, and happy keying.